Well, new this morning, the American doctor who contracted the Ebola virus in West Africa is now headed home. Dr. Ken Brantley will be released very soon from Atlanta's Emory Hospital. This after his most recent blood samples tested negative for the Ebola virus. Brantley and aid worker Nancy Wrightbull both received an experimental drug to help treat the disease. She still remains in the hospital but is recovering. Both were flown out of West Africa this month and have been getting treatment for the deadly disease in an isolation unit at Emory University Hospital. Brantley and the hospital are planning a news conference for around 11 a.m. We will keep you posted. Meantime, today in Ferguson, Attorney General Eric Holder continues his tour of that area, the suburb in Missouri. He'll spend his day meeting with officials involved in the investigation into the unarmed black teenager Michael Brown, who was shot by a police officer. Yesterday, Holder promised to get to the bottom of Brown's death.
Now, our investigation is different from that which the state is doing. We are looking for violations of federal criminal civil rights statutes, which is different from what the local investigation is.
Holder also talked about his own past, telling folks that at times he was stopped because of his race by police. He also met with State Trooper Ron Johnson, who has become the public face of the local investigation. Now, there were fewer than 10 arrests last night, but there was still some drama. A police officer who you see right here has been suspended indefinitely after pointing his semi-automatic rifle at demonstrators. It was all caught on camera. He was threatening to kill members of the crowd using profanity. Another police officer quickly stepped in, took action, and told the officer to lower his weapon and then escorted him away from the area. Now, as for the police officer Darren Wilson, who shot and killed the unarmed teenager, Fox News is now reporting that he has suffered major facial injuries, including a fractured eye socket. A source close to Wilson says the injuries happened during a physical confrontation with Michael Brown just before he was shot. And there's new info today about Bo Bergdahl. His lawyer says the Army sergeant who spent years with the Taliban in Afghanistan is, quote, ready to move on to civilian life. His platoon mates have accused Bergdahl of desertion. He says he was captured. He was released by the Taliban in exchange for 5 Taliban prisoners who were being held at Guantanamo Bay. The Army investigation into Bergdahl's disappearance continues. And next, Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell will be back on the stand in his public corruption trial today. He said yesterday, the governor said when he won the 2009 governor's seat, he got the feeling that his wife had reservations about being First Lady. The McDonnells are both accused of trading government favors for about $165,000 worth of gifts and loans from a businessman. Yesterday, the former governor told jurors he could not have conspired with his wife because the couple's marriage was failing and they were barely talking.